Maybe he's still in there. Hey y'all, welcome back to Clean and Serene Fishing. Wanted to come in and do a little video really quick on my go-to soft plastics worms this time of year, excluding the wacky worm or weightless, weedless Senko. We're going to talk about everything but that worm. So my first go-to this time of year, your lakes hopefully got some grass in them or a lot of grass in them. My first go-to is going to be the Zoom Speed Worm. So this is it. We probably all know what the Zoom Speed Worm looks like. Right there. Okay. I like to use a 4/0 offset shank hook, 1/8 ounce weight, and I'll peg my weight. The presentation on this worm is super important. There's two lines on the worm. You got a line running along the top of the worm and a line running along the bottom of the worm. I'm just Texas rigging it. I want it to be as straight as possible, so I run my hook in a little bit, pull it through, send the worm to the top of the hook, twist my hook, push the worm up over the eye of the hook. Now I've got a good straight presentation. Figure out where I want my hook to go in at, like so. I'm going to let my hook tip come out. Want to push my worm toward the front of the hook a little bit, pinch it up, and then just set that hook back into the worm. I used to just straight rig that hook through there instead of leaving it out and back in. The whole hook would be inside the worm. I would just try to keep it to the edge the most I could, but I was missing a lot of fish, so I started bringing it out of the worm and running it back into it, just skin hooking it right there. Nice straight presentation. Okay, sinker's down, then I peg that weight. I like to peg the weight. That way, whenever I'm running it through grass, my weight's not just free doing its thing out through here and it's getting hung up on grass and all that good stuff. So I just keep it pinned. Caught a lot of good fish. This is my go-to right here. Just a regular Zoom worm. You can throw this guy on a bait caster. You can also throw it on a spinning rod. I got this one set up on a spinning rod. 15-pound braid to a 12-pound fluorocarbon leader. But I also like throwing the Zoom Speed Worm just on straight braid, especially if I'm fishing grass. And if the water's super clear, I'll just take a black Sharpie and color like the first 5 or 6 foot of my line, just with it, color it black, with a black Sharpie, if I'm worried about the fish being able to see that green. But yeah, that's one of my go-tos. And just throw that speed worm out there and then let it hit the bottom and then just slow reel it back. And you want to feel that worm working its way through the grass, and you'll know when you got a hit. And then one of my other go-tos is going to be just the Magnum size of that same worm. Magnum Zoom Speed Worm. Having a lot of luck on these guys on Nickajack and Gunnersville. I fish it the same way. I rig it the same way. Everything's the same. Just a bigger profile worm. And then another one of my go-tos is going to be the Berkley Max-Scent Magnum Hitworm. I Texas rig this just like you Texas rig anything else, and just slowly drag it through the grass. Excuse me. slowly drag it through the grass. I've caught so many fish on this worm. One of my favorites. And then last but not least, this time of year, Zoom Old Monster. So 10.5 inch worm. It's also Texas rigged. Same deal, 1/8 ounce bullet weight, weight's pegged. This rod, it's a Joe Burns Custom Pro Series. It's a worm rod. And I have it paired with a Shimano SLX MGL reel with 15-pound fluorocarbon. Really, really great worm rod. Haven't really fished it for anything else. And then back to that Magnum, my other worm setup is a Dobyns Fury 734C. It's a heavy, fast action, 7'3", heavy, fast action. Same deal. I have a 4/0 offset shank hook on there with a 1/8 ounce bullet weight, and I've got it pegged. That reel is the new loose speed spool 7 to 5. I typically throw bigger worms on this and heavier cover. So the crawls, the big crawls, the big magnums, I'll throw Old Monster on here. Any type of bigger profile worm. And that reel has 17-pound fluorocarbon on it. Super important to have that thicker line, especially if you're fishing heavier cover. And then I've also done a lot of flipping lily pads and stuff like that with that rod I just showed you guys. But yeah, that's my go-to on those worms. So that's the Old Monster right there. That's what I'm catching fish on. Obviously different colors. And then there's your Magnum speed worm right there. There's your Power Bait Max Scent worms right there. And then the regular Zoom speed worm right there. Everything I just showed you guys, that's what I'm fishing with this time of year. Sometimes I'll mix my colors up. A lot of times I like to throw the same color. Outside of that, I put some clips together with me using these exact baits, catching fish, kind of showing y'all how I'm working those worms out there and that eelgrass and that hydrilla, stuff like that. So stay tuned, check out the videos, check out the clips. Hope you guys are enjoying what I'm sharing. Like the page, subscribe, share it. I'm trying to work on the YouTube channel, don't know a lot about it, just trying to figure it out. So your guys' help is greatly appreciated. Thank you all. Have a good night. There's one on the speed worm, and it's a good one too. I mean, they are in here. No, sir. Yes, sir. Son, I'm telling you, just in here tearing them up. Looking for. There's a bite. Don't know if it's a big one, but it sure feels like a good one. In that grass. Oh, I hope I can get it up out of it. Decent one. Right in the tongue. Get you worm up out of the water. There we go. That's a good hook. Obviously. Here's a decent one on the speed worm.